Hey everybody, welcome to Everything's Plastic. Today we have another Masterverse, Masters of the Universe Revelation action figure review, and this is Fisto. So let's get a closer look at this packaging. We got an awesome picture of Fisto on the side here. Just a little bit of writing, Fisto, Heroic Master of the Hand-to-Hand Combat. Masterverse on top, barcode and all that good stuff on the bottom. And on the back here are the rest of the figures in the wave, and this is actually wave 3. So we have Fisto, Andra, Scareglow, and Stinkor. There's a read up on the back if you want to pause now and read it. Other than that, not much else to say about this packaging. So let's crack this one open and we'll be right back. Each 4 accessories, he comes with 1 gripping hand and he comes with 1 open slapping hand. Punch him with that one, slap him with this one. Only other accessory is his sword, and this one is based off of the design of the original figure. It's pretty cool. So let's get a closer look at this guy overall. I think they did an awesome job with the head sculpt. I actually really like the way this head sculpt looks. Like the design in his hair, and that mustache is fantastic. Pretty cool beard as well. And like I mentioned about the sword, everything else about this figure is pretty similar to the classic design, just a more modern take on it. Overall, I like the metallic paint that they did on this one. I think that looks pretty cool. We can see some different colors in through his loincloth and the fur, whatever you want to call it there. See it dark and just a little bit of light brown airbrushed on top of it just to make it stick out a little bit. And you get down to his boots, a little bit different from the original design on the original figures, and even on the retro series. This here is all purple, so they went and changed it up a little bit. Paint application on this one is decent. Like I said, they changed it up here. They dry brushed a little bit of lighter brown. It's still dark, but a different shade of brown, just to make this stick out a little bit. The belt's not painted, the belt is just a purple piece. And the paint application on his body armor is a little tiny bit messy. It's not 100% perfect, but it's not bad. You do have some silver paint splashed over right here. You can see some of the purple showing through on the silver paint. This guy's on your shelf, you're not going to pick up on it, you're not going to notice it. We do have different color knees, which is pretty common on these. Usually the body and the head and all that stuff is a different color. His body armor is removable as well. Pretty much the same sculpt as He-Man. Like I was saying earlier too, his body, this here is more of a flat plastic, his face and his legs and everything else. But his body is a shiny plastic. It just looks like a different plastic altogether. This plastic is smooth, his legs are smooth, but his body, you can see, I'm not sure if the camera will pick it up, it's just a rough, shiny plastic. Before I put this back on, let's go over articulation. So his head goes back this far, forward this far. You do have your side to side, full rotation. Shoulders go up this far, go all the way around. You do have your bicep swivel. There are double jointed pinless elbows. It took me 5 minutes or so to actually get these loosened up. Soak them in hot water, and they're still stiff. I don't know what it is with these joints. The other side is the same as well. For his hands, it goes back and forth all the way around. And it's the same articulation for all 3 hands. This hand over here has articulation as well. It spins around here, down at the base, and the fist itself actually spins around as well. For his torso, it goes back this far, down this far. You do have some side to side, and you do have a partial rotation. It doesn't go all the way around, it only goes back this far, forward this far. So you get a little bit of range of motion there. Here's a full rotation at his waist, comes out to a complete split, goes forward this far, back this far, upper thigh cut, double jointed knees. There is a boot cut as well. His ankles go back this far, forward this far, and you do have your full rotation. So pretty standard articulation. Most of these are on the same bodies anyways, so no real change in articulation for pretty much everyone that I did so far. So let's pop this back on. It's pretty cool, man. The same clips that are on these old school figures. The only problem is this paint. Every time you put it on, take it off, it actually wears away at the paint, so that kind of sucks. But once I took it off for a review, I'll probably never take it off again. So let's pop that sword in his hand as well. So the sword is pretty cool. Like I said before, it's pretty much the same design as the retro series. This is, I don't have the retro one, but I do have the Origins one. And like I said, pretty much same design. Obviously, they did paint the top part of the sword. You do have a bit of silver paint or metallic paint, which actually makes it pop a little bit more. But just for a comparison to the two, pretty much the same design, pretty similar. A few subtle changes just to make it a little bit more modern. That being said, it still looks pretty similar. I mean, if you see this guy, you know it's Fisto. This character has a pretty distinctive look. Definitely being with the beard, mustache, red hair, and a big giant silver fist. Both figures have a pretty legendary mustache, man, and that beard looks pretty awesome as well on both figures. I do like the head sculpt on the Masterverse a lot better, obviously. Just a lot more detail, and I think they actually did an awesome job on it. A little side-by-side comparison there to both figures. I actually like this fist a lot better than this one. The design is still pretty cool. I just like the overall roundness of this one. I like the shape of the Origins one. a lot better. We'll do another comparison to Savage He-Man. Fisto being a little bit shorter, this Savage He-Man is actually one of the bigger figures in the wave so far. Side by side comparison. This is actually a pretty big figure for the Masterverse series. That being said, Fisto still is a little bit shorter for this line. We'll do another comparison to Marvel Legend. You can see that obviously 6-inch line, 7-inch line, but just to show you guys a quick side by side comparison of two different toy lines. Love this figure as well. So I just said that this is a 7-inch line and the Marvel Legends are a 6-inch line. But look at the size of Sabretooth. This Sabretooth is basically a 6-inch line. But you can see here, man, he towers over Fisto. So this guy is well over 70. And he's actually taller than the Savage He-Man as well, which is pretty awesome. I didn't realize that this figure was so big. Alright, so that's pretty much it for our unboxing and figure review. Overall, I'm going to give this guy an 8.5 out of 10. Nothing really spectacular about this figure. I think they did an awesome job on head sculpt. His overall suit, nothing really pops, nothing really fancy with the suit. The paint application is not great, it's okay. There is a lot of purple showing through on the silver paint, and there is a bit of over paint too. There's not a whole lot painted, but what is painted is not really painted that great. I was pretty bummed out about the joints. The joints are a bit stiff. Even though I heated them up, they still are a bit stiff. So I might have to get a X-Acto knife and kind of chip away at it a little bit just to see if I can loosen up a bit. Or put a little bit of lubrication on it just to see if I can get them to loosen up even more. So I think 8.5 out of 10 is a pretty fitting score. So as always, let me know in the comments below what you think of my score of 8.5 out of 10. Let me know what you think about the review. And if you had to rate this guy out of 10, what would you give him? If you like our review, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Hit that like button, and that subscribe button is there as well if you guys want to subscribe to the channel. As always, thanks for watching. Hopefully we'll see you on the next one. Keep collecting and stay safe.